There she goes!
On this episode of Nation Untamed,
Oh, they love to run, eh? Oh.
we travel to the wilds of Northern Saskatchewan
You can just put on some music and just do this all day, eh?
to discover how a remote culture camp is making learning fun.
Oh, you got a pretty good technique on the right side. Oh.
Reclaiming the old ways
Oh.
and transforming lives.
All the women in the community, this is how they supported themselves.
Oh my goodness.
Many of us have lost our connection to the natural world,
That's amazing.
cut off from the ways of the land that defined our ancestors.
There we go.
Along with my old man, I'm on a quest to reclaim these forgotten skills.
You gotta learn how to be fast.
Together, we'll explore the wild and learn from the rugged few determined to keep these traditions alive.
And this is the joy of it right here, fellas. This is what it's all about.
Deep in the boreal forest in northern Saskatchewan, a new school is teaching old school culture and traditions. Kaniyasihk Culture Camp and Cree Immersion School is a leading-edge land-based experience designed to help urbanized indigenous youth reconnect to ancestral traditions. Kaniyasihk is the brainchild of Kevin Lewis, Assistant Professor of Curriculum Studies at the University of Saskatchewan. Kevin is passionate about retaining strong roots in traditional Cree land-based teachings and language, and loves to share with others.
We're originally just focusing on boys, young boys wanting to become more active in the ceremonies. And they were called Uskapiusak. That was the original name of the camp, Uskapiusak. And we started fundraising because it was a grassroots initiative, and then that lasted about 2 years. And then the girls tapped us on the shoulder, and they wanted to do all this as well. So it was, and then that's where Kaniyasihk evolved from Uskapiusak. Yeah.
But why did you do it? Like, why did you take this on?
The community, they weren't talking and speaking in Cree anymore as much as we were.
Yeah.
Like, I was fortunate enough to grow up in language and culture and everything that's here.
Yeah.
But then when I came back home, because I'm a teacher by trade, so I was teaching here, and then I saw the kids. They were not speaking Cree. We weren't doing Cree activities. Like, it was such a disconnect.
Yeah.
So with that disconnect, there was like the elders couldn't talk to their children or grandchildren. The identity piece was trying to get their vocabulary up so they can understand the elders, they can understand family members, really.
The best way to get a lay of the land here at Kaniyasihk is get outside and explore. And what better way to do it than in traditional snowshoes?
Okay, you'll have to instruct us because I have no idea how to do this.
Made of wood and strips of animal rawhide, snowshoes were essential winter tools for the First Nations and Métis people. It allowed them to cross deep snow easily and quietly when hunting.
Usually what I do is I just sit them down and then I kind of just open up the straps, right?
For Chuck and I, just putting them on is a challenge. Thankfully, snowshoe expert Zane Wade is here to help.
Yeah, and then slide your boot.
This is a perfect way to explore the area that the Northern Cree have called home for generations.
We'll walk down towards the lake, and I'm gonna try the bear paws, and then you guys can rate your Cree Dene style snowshoes.
I like these. Right on. It'd be embarrassing if I had them on backwards. Just like your shorts.
It's deep. Look at that. How much snow.
Yeah, this here is about as deep as you can get.
The snowshoes are making this deep snow trek a breeze.
It's all right, eh? See if I can run.
I'm feeling so good, I'm challenging Chuck to a race.
One's good.
I'll join you guys too.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you race through it. It's like a ringer now. Yeah.
I'll give you guys a head start.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Welcome to 2022 Championship Ashramak snowshoe race. And we're gonna have a race up into the race line right here. This is about 50 yards, I'd say. And once I hit the ground, then you guys go.
I can't wait for Chuck to eat my snow dust.
On your mark, get set, go! Oh, you got a pretty good technique on the right side. Oh, the young buck.
I'll spit on you.
No.
One down.
Yeah, one down. Oh, we got, oh, Chuck! By a snowshoe. Half a snowshoe.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm Canada in the Olympics, always third.
Thankfully, snowshoes aren't just for racing. First and foremost, they're important pieces of equipment.
This is for checking your rabbit snares.
Yeah.
Checking your sets that you might have in the thicker bush.
Right.
Yeah, these are the ones right here. And then you'll see kind of like along the shoreline, you see all the rose hips, all these little stinging nettle,
Oh, yeah.
all those
Yeah.
little bulrush.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that
These
you
will
cut
cut
right
through.
through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kevin recognizes in order to get youth excited about land-based adventures, there's value in simply having fun and embracing new approaches.
Part of the goal or the mandate from the elders is basically just recreating some of the activities. And what we're finding is we've got to do things a little different. We've got to do things a little different because the competition is always going to be the iPads.
Yeah.
It's going to be the phones, the iPhones. Why not use technology to our advantage?
Yeah, basically.
You know, like maybe there sometime in the future, maybe we can have VR, you know, or whatever the metaverse is going to unroll.
Using technology as a tool to connect youth to cultural practices is a great idea. But you can't beat getting out on the land for a hands-on experience whenever possible. Especially if it's something like dog sledding, a first for me.
I don't know if I can speak for you, but I'll speak for myself. I have never piloted a dog sled before. So what are we kind of getting ourselves into here?
Trust.
Trust.
This is the biggest thing.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
like the steering wheel, your commands. The only way this works too is you're going to be the alpha of the team, right?
Yeah.
So there's a nice connection. It's really interesting because they have their own organization within the team, but you're going to be the actual alpha of the entire
The
male
general
and
manager.
female. Yeah, you're the
Oh.
GM. So
you can't be wimpy.
oh yeah,
Be
they're
forceful.
confident.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so quiet. They're going to be very loud right
Just glides though,
and
like,
just-
and they're just.
and you hear the panting.
Yeah.
But it, like, just enjoy it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're gonna come back, you know. And then if
Okay.
they don't, go to Cold Lake, grab us some coffee.
Oh, and bring it back.
And bring it
Yeah.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Dog sledding is a mode of winter transport developed by indigenous people in Canada's north. Teams of 12 or more dogs are tied in pairs to a single tow line connected to a sled, and they can travel at speeds upwards of 30 kilometers an hour. Today, Chuck and I will each get a chance to take one out for a test drive around the lake.
So there's the loop right there, goes across the lake, and then the shoot off right here, and then we'll start harnessing up the dogs right here. All right, where's our racer?
Chuck will be riding with Kevin, but I'm on my own. So Kevin walks me through the basics. There's a lot to remember.
In one motion, you're gonna put this on. This is more of a immediate stop, I guess. You can run with it as well.
But I won't remember anything except one key piece of information.
Just as long as you don't let go.
Okay.
All right, if you let go,
It's gone.
it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, then you do a walk
Well,
of
I'm
shame.
gonna-
That's what we call it. 'Cause
Yeah,
They're not gonna
walk of
stop.
shame.
Yeah, they just have forward in their mind,
Okay.
eh?
Well, I'm gonna keep it as basic as possible.
Yeah, hook them up. You're heading straight out into the unknown.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay, we'll hook up.
Oh man.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
Remember all those instructions?
I forgot everything immediately. I'm just gonna stay glued to this thing.
This is the racing sled.
I know. I'd rather have the old man sled.
Two newbies on sleds behind some very fired up dogs. This should be interesting. I just hope Chuck and I live to tell the tale.
Okay, let's go.
We're dog sledding at the Kaniyasihk Culture Camp in Northern Saskatchewan.
All right, me and you are off.
Jesus Christ. Oh, he left to run, eh?
Turn around.
I just want to get through this alive.
There she goes. Run, you magnificent.
I would by no means say we've got it mastered, but I think we're getting the hang of it.
Yep.
Chuck even pulls off a solo ride.
Whoa. 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 That was a lot better that time.
Now this is an adrenaline rush.
That was awesome, man. That was really a lot of fun. Can cross that off the bucket list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That, you know, it doesn't get the pitter patter of the heart
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
you get worried,
Yeah.
you get nervous. That never goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even today, like, you know, we go out on the lake all the time with the kids or with the elders or just anybody, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a bit more confident, sort of thing, eh?
Yeah.
The last round I could have had a cup of coffee
Yeah.
and didn't drive.
The number of teachings and traditional activities offered here at Kaniyasihk is impressive.
Man.
Over the course of our 3-day stay, Kevin makes sure we take in as much of the experience as possible.
Oh, look at that one. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
There's not much they don't do.
That's pemmican. I think
Yeah.
it really has pemmican.
Yeah. So you could try it and see how you like it. It's good.
Because it's like pure protein, eh?
It's also good to see men, women, and children involved in the different activities, like this powwow, drawing residents from nearby communities. It's our 3rd day here at Kaniyasihk, and today, experts Nancy Greyeyes and Darla Campbell are going to introduce Chuck and I to a hide scraping technique I've never heard of before. Frost scraping.
This is the first year that I've actually ever done the frost scraping, and I learned from my friends in Ontario.
Oh, okay.
And the feel of it and the scraping and the ease of the membrane and the hair coming off is so much
okay.
better than, it's totally easier than dry scraping.
Okay, because I've done the dry stuff, and
That was rough.
it was really, really hard. And
Yeah.
I felt like I wasn't doing a very good job. 'cause
Yeah,
It was just,
Well, you weren't.
it was, oh.
Before hanging the hide for scraping, it's soaked in water and then left outside to freeze when the temperature drops to at least minus 15 degrees Celsius. The extreme cold causes rigidity, making it easier to separate the membrane and fur from the hide.
So the idea is to get it down to like that kind of yellowy membrane-y color.
And then
See
get it
this
down.
right here?
Yep.
That's the goal.
So you want this, oh, you want it to look like the white.
Yeah, the white.
Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah.
I got
Very
it reversed.
See, and in the center, this is going to be thick.
Yeah, that's the spine.
Right? Yeah.
The real thick
The
part.
neck down to the back, so that'll take a lot more work.
It's our turn. I hope the scrapers they're using are authentic.
They're all really authentic.
Oh, okay.
Made by real Indians.
There's something about this kind of work. It's simple yet satisfying and allows your mind time to wander.
You can just put on some music and just do this all day, eh?
Yeah.
Just relax. And...
Yeah, it sure get into your head and
Yeah, you kind of get into a rhythm, eh?
It was really like therapeutic. Like when I was first in recovery, I could just zone out the whole world and all my like having my withdrawal anxieties, my everything, and just take it all out on the hide because it could take it.
This type of work doesn't just occupy the mind. It gives a sense of purpose and has had a tremendous impact on both Nancy and Darla.
If I'm feeling stressed out, especially with everything with COVID, right? It was like, this is where I would come, just to decompress. Let's go do something. Let's go canoeing. Let's go, like just something.
So many people who are stuck in addiction, like speaking from personal experience, or to go to one ceremony or to connect in one way to your culture and who you are, that's a big step towards finding your strength. And there's a lot of people that they have no connection to culture, they have no connection to ceremony or traditions or anything. So even if we could help a couple of people to, come back to who they're supposed to be, then right on.
It's good to see the power these traditional activities can have on people like Nancy and Darla. Next, we will learn how elders are getting involved as well. Not all the important activities at Kaniyasihk happen outdoors. We head inside to meet a very talented group of elders who make beautiful clothing from the hides of animals harvested right here.
How many pairs of these mitts do you think you've made?
I probably over 50 pair.
This is Matilda Lewis. She is one of several talented sewers who help out here. She's also Kevin's mom.
So what's the primary difference between moose gloves and beaver mitts? Is there like a different in like are they used for different things, or are they just is more up to like a stylistic thing?
I think it's more style.
Okay.
Because we're starting to create different styles.
These handcrafted items are both beautiful and practical. Matilda shows us how they do it.
And then you can go like this. Then you can put another leather here.
Oh.
Or you can just put this here. And then you can put this one here. Mm-hmm.
But it's basically
Like
you're making all these pieces from patterns and they all just kind of fit together at the end?
Yeah, and then what we do is when we do the patterns, we adjust them. For example, this one, this is one that we adjusted. For some, they want it bigger, longer, so they can wear extra gloves or extra mittens inside for extra lining.
Making the mitts is just part of it. There's a deeper meaning to the whole experience.
Back in my mom's day, all the women in the community, this is how they supported themselves. This is how they supported the families. The men did the trapping, the women did the skinning, and they made jackets and mitts. And it seemed like every household in the community were able to do all this sewing and beading. And moccasins, they made lots of moccasins. It was, a community thing where women would gather and they would tell stories, teaching the young girls how to do this craft. But somewhere along the way, this art was lost. And this is why we're, in my generation, we're slowly trying to, bring this back. In a way, we are trying to reignite the spirit and the flame, trying to bring these the crafts with the young people, the young women, and revitalize the language, the music, song, dance, and the art, the crafts. And it's always been with us. And it's the elders in the community that are always wanting to bring this back.
What an inspirational way to end our time here at Kaniyasihk Culture Camp. Before leaving, we stop in to see founder Kevin Lewis one last time before returning home.
So Kevin, I just want to thank you so much for having us out here. I think it's amazing what you guys are doing out here.
Umantio is what we call a visitor. So umantio, kapamehaya umantio, which is sort of like a cultural way of, if you have a visitor, you're supposed to feed that person, you're supposed to give them drink, you're never even supposed to ask, are you hungry, are you thirsty? Yep. You just feed them and feed them and feed them. Yeah. Yeah, so that hopefully that's the that's a sense that
yeah, oh for sure. What is your ultimate goal with Kaniyasihk? What do you see?
I think it's this. I think it's telling our story now. The historical impacts I've seen, like, and I've gone through this, like the racism, the bigotry, the putting down, and then you come into a reserve. You're like, oh, you're going to a reserve? Don't go there. That's where the bad people are. And then you come in here and you're like, what? These guys are just like us. Look at that. And so you start developing those relationships and a community. And then with that, business, and with that, commerce, and with that, a better future even, So we probably need a little bit of sun, a little bit of that fresh air. Go test out the lakes, go check it out, go birding. You don't have to kill anything. You just enjoy it, enjoy the flowers, walk, breathing in the fresh air. But I think just that in general is a recipe for probably everybody right now, So I think we'd be better off, we'd be healthier, we'd be happier,
It's uplifting to see people of all ages and walks of life working together to keep the Cree language, culture, and traditions alive. At the Kaniyasihk Culture Camp and Cree Language Immersion School, Kevin and his team have found an inviting way to help people back to the land to rediscover these important land-based practices and traditions.